everyone, Amanda here from scrimpingmummy.co.uk. Thanks for joining me today. And today we're going to make this slightly unusual little box to hold some candy canes. I thought it was just a little bit different. I wanted to make a tree-shaped box, and you could give this as a cute gift. You could even hang that on a tree. So I'm going to show you how we've made it. My main emphasis here is this beautiful white embossing, which is this beautiful tree stamp, which comes from the Snow is Glistening set. Now it's a time limited set. It's only available until the end of November. So, you know, if you love it, go and get it. Right, so I'm going to show you how to make this. I have used Poppy Parade red, which is this beautiful red colour, which is one of the new Stampin' Up colours. And I have cut the first piece here. This measures 8.5 by 2.5, and then we've got two smaller pieces which both measure 4 inches by 1.5 inches. So we're just going to do a little bit of scoring first. Okay, let's bring my scoreboard in. So with the larger piece, we're going to put it on the long side. We're going to score it at 3 3/4. Are we? Yeah. 3 3/4 and 4 3/4. Okay, and that's all we're going to do there. Bob that to one side, get our two smaller pieces. And on the long side, we're going to score at 1/4 inch. Now you can do the 1/4 inch down there, or this piece measures 4, so you can just score at 3 3/4, so it'll be easier. Okay, and then you need to turn and score at 1 1/4 inches. Okay, and at this side at 1/4. So basically you've scored on 3 sides, on the bottom and 2 sides at 1/4 inch. And we're going to do the same here. So I'm just scoring at 1/4 inch on 3 sides. I'll just bob that to one side, and we can move the scoreboard away. And this is where we get to do the fun part. Now we're going to do some stamping, and we're going to do some heat embossing. So I've taken the large tree, which is this beautiful image here. It's absolutely striking, it's gorgeous. And we're going to stamp the box. So we're going to stamp one going up and one going the other way. So we're going to make sure we've got them stamped in opposite directions, sort of thing, with the bases together. And then this is the bottom of the box, so we're going to leave that clear. Okay, so we've got our tree shape here. We're going to stamp one that way, and then on the other piece we're going to stamp it that way. Okay, super simple. I'm using my embossing buddy, and then I'm using some lovely Versamark ink. I think I'll do it that way, a bit easier. So I'm going to stamp quite close up to that score line and centralise it. I've measured it so that this stamp just fits. Okay, it is a photopolymer, so you will be able to see where you're putting it. That is one of the benefits of photopolymer, is that you can see exactly where you're positioning that stamp. Love it. And it's a great stamp. All of the beautiful detail on here just looks amazing. So I'm just going to turn it round, and I'm going to stamp that one as well. Close up to the embossing line, up to the score line, sorry. Like so. Give it a good press, make sure that's nicely covered. It looks like it is, and I can just bob that away now. And then bring in a piece of scrap. Just move my box. And I have some white embossing powder. Have I got the right one? No, that's Dazzling Diamonds. That's my glitter. It's here. I picked up the wrong pot. So this is just white, just pure white embossing powder, and it's going to look striking against this Poppy Parade cardstock. I've just got a little bit of powder where I don't want it, so I'm just going to gently brush that off with a dry paintbrush. Okay, and then put some on the other side, like so. Tap that off. Obviously didn't do a good enough job with my dust buddy. Just brush that off, that's fine. Okay, I'm just going to pour this back into my pot before I breathe or sneeze and it goes everywhere and I lose all of my embossing powder. We don't want that. Okay, I'll bob that away. And then I'm just going to switch my heat tool on. So if you want to turn your volume down, and we will set this beautiful ink. We just zoom in ever so slightly. We just zoom in so you can see that ink changing as the heat sets it. Can you see it changing? Never ceases to amaze me. I love it. Nearly done, it's nearly all set, and then we can get on with the rest of the box. Rightio. Now even from here at this stage you can create something cool. You could make that into a little book, you could just punch holes at the top there, add some ribbon and have it square like so, and just put a little clear bag inside. Lots and lots of things you can do with it. Okay, but I'm going to carry on and I'm going to create my triangular box. Okay, I'm just giving that a good score, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to just trim off at and straight up the edge from the corner of that score there, and I'm going to just cut in a straight line straight up the edge of that Christmas tree. You could get a pencil and a ruler if you're not confident. I think having the straight edge of that tree as a guide is more than manageable. You don't really need to worry. Okay, that's that one. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to do the same. And even now you can convert the box from this stage if you don't want to go any further and make it a closed box. Okay, so you could punch a hole through there and you've got the little tree shape. But we're going to continue, and I'm just going to fold and burnish the score lines I've created on these two smaller pieces. Let me just zoom out a little bit. There we go. It is absolutely awful weather today. It's raining, it's dark, it's cold. I want the summer back. I'm going to have to get on the internet and I'm going to have to invest in some kind of lighting for my videos, some kind of circle light, because it's just too dark in here. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the little small squares off at the bottom where the scoring meets. Okay, and then we're just going to very gently notch each of those flaps on all of it. Okay, move that, and we're going to do the same here. Okay, notch, notch. I'm actually very cold, I'm shivering. Oh, I think when I finish this video I shall go and crank up my central heating. It's rather chilly. And it's November. We're allowed it on in November. Right, oh, just need to notch that one a little bit better. It's not terrible. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to attach these as sides to our box. It's an easier way of doing it, and it can save you a bit of cardstock doing it this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some tear tape. My tear tape is slightly too wide for this project. But what I'm going to do is, when I've peeled it off, I'll just roll it in a bit. Okay. My tape on there. And on there. So ideally you'd use 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch tape. Mine is slightly bigger, which is just that tad little bit annoying, but hey ho. I will manage. You could use wet glue. It can be difficult to get the second side on with wet glue. It's easier if you use tape in this instance. And it is designed not to be fully closed when it's done. It doesn't open and shut. It's just a decoration. It's just something cute. You know, we're not going to save it forever and ever. We're going to open it and eat the sweeties. And that is its use. It's just a nice way of packaging them. Oh, I'm shivering. I'm struggling here. It's proper freezing. Right, concentrate. So, oh, I don't want that piece of ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my tear tape off. Like so. And then I'm going to, just where mine is a little bit big, I'm just going to roll it over. There we go. Problem solved. Okay, so now I'm going to just attach that flap to there. Just line it up nicely. There we go. And I can do the same with the other flap. Just get that tear tape off. I can just quickly line that up. Like so. Okay, is that lined up right? I think I'll just move that over a little bit. Let me just move it over. That's better. Okay, so those are our sides. It's going to go up and it's going to all fasten like so. So I'm just going to get my candy canes prepared. You can pick these up just about everywhere at this time of year. Pound shops, wherever, everywhere sells them. And what I will do to just help me out a little bit is I'm going to tape them together. Okay. Put one way and one the other. And I'm going to tape them together with some washi tape so they don't roll about and cause me any problems. Or if you don't have washi tape, sellotape will do. Will do the job. Don't matter. Okay. And I'll just tape them down at the bottom as well. There we go. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sit them inside there. And now what I did do was I did add just a little bit of tear tape to the bottom of them just to make them sit in my box without causing me any trouble. Or you could use dimensionals or glue dots. Actually, glue dot probably better. I'll use a glue dot. I like to make things stay where I want them and not be moving about. There we go, that's one. I'm so cold. 2. Crafting when you're cold makes it more difficult, strangely enough. Okay, so now we can start and we can put our box together. So So lift that off of there, roll over my tape that's too long. I'm having to do a mend because I don't have thinner tape. I'll do the same at this side. Fold that over, and we'll just put the sides together like so, and this is where tape is easier than glue because it will just literally stick. You don't have to like get your hands inside and hold it while it dries, which you do with glue. Okay, so that's one side done. I'll stick my candy canes in, give them a press with that, make that glue dot help keep them still a minute. You can add them in after, to be honest. You don't have to hold them while you do your box. There is a small opening at the top when it's done. Take that off. Oh, I think I need a hot chocolate. I don't think I thought through doing a video when I'm cold. Okay, so we'll just attach that one to there, and just line it up. There we go, that's all lined up. Let's line this one up a bit better. There we go. So that's all lined up, and if you just squish it like so, there is room just there to stick your candy canes inside. Okay, and then I just press them down because I've got that little glue dot inside. Okay, so now we're just going to decorate it like this one. So for the little stamp, I cut out this shape here. I'm just going to zoom in so you can see it. I cut out this shape here, which is actually from the window box Thinlet set, but I just like the little tag. And then I've taken the For You little tiny stamp here, and I'm going to use Poppy Parade ink, which is absolutely stunning, and obviously it matches exactly with that cardstock. Okay, and I'm going to just carefully stamp that on there. Hopefully I can get it straight because I'm actually shivering. There we go. And then I just want my little blendy tool, because I just like my edges. I don't like things to be stark white at the edges. I don't know why, it's just a personal choice. So I just always have my little blending tool with a little bit of ink just to, there we go. And then I'm going to get some of the linen thread, this is called, and double it over. Okay, and I'm going to put it through here. Tighten a knot, and then we're going to try and move my cold frozen fingers and make a bow. This could be asking for trouble, it really could. Let's see if I can manage it. Oh, we've managed. Linen thread's lovely to work with. It's so easy to tie into bows, and it's so forgiving as well. You know, if you don't get it quite right, it just still looks really cool, so it doesn't matter. I love the stuff. Absolutely love it, can't get enough of it. I'm just going to trim that off. And just to embellish it, we're going to have a couple of red rhinestones. So I'll add those. I'm going to just put one there and one there. We will attach that with, I want a large dimensional, not a small one. Have we got some? There we go. Attach that with a dimensional to my box. just about there. Okay, and then what we do is we're going to get some of the Poppy Parade ribbon. It's got a woven edge. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. And we're just going to tie that around there, like so. Let me zoom out a little bit. I think we're in a bit close there. I'm going to tie that in a knot, like so. And then we're going to make a really beautiful bow, and it's not going to mess me about on camera. Probably will. There we go. This is really nice ribbon to work with as well, because it's nice and textured, and again it's forgiving. So if you're not the world's best at tying bows, which I can tie them if I've got time, you know, to faff. But under pressure on camera when you're filming, I'm not the world's greatest, but this ribbon is quite forgiving. So it's one of those that looks nice, whether your bow's perfect or not, it won't affect it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach that ribbon with a tiny glue dot to the edge of my box, like so, just so it kind of looks like it's floating about, but it's nice and neat. Okay, so there we go. So there you go, you've got a cute little candy holder. It's a little bit unusual, a little bit different, even though the light's really bad, I am sorry, but it does show that beautiful, beautiful stamp set. And I think doing it in the white embossing